Hello. I want to talk about something that I have felt very moved to talk about. It's almost like it's not me. It's something stronger, more powerful than me that wants me to talk about this. My maker, if you will, all life on earth, if you will. And it's why the love of money is the root of all evil. And I don't think our culture understands what Christ meant when he said that. I don't think he meant our version, like the root cause. And some of what I'm going to say is going to be what I've written. Some of it I'll be reading. Some of it I will go off perhaps on tangents. And for as long as we have heard this quote, we have conveniently ignored its importance. If you were to invoke like shamanic wisdom, the combination of that with spiritual advancement, you might get a true image in your mind. What is a root? Something that is underground but vital to the life of a tree. It nourishes and sustains plant life. It wiggles and weaves in all and any direction that it can in order to also grow the top of the tree, to nourish every bit of it, to keep it sustained. It will crack foundations, even solid foundations. Think of the body of the man-made church. Crack. It is ruthless in its pursuit of keeping the tree alive. So why is the love of money the root of evil? It is what feeds it most. It has cracked the foundations of mankind. It has woven itself and strangled out competition. When we hear root, we think the start or beginning of something in our modern society. But this is likely not what Christ meant. He meant that so long as we love money or allow the ruling class to love money, it will feed all evil. Money was created to intentionally distract us from an animistic, natural, divine state in order to be subservient to someone that has money in order to get money. The divine state, in order to, sorry, I'm rereading something. I'm trying to see here. Um, yes, money was created intentionally to distract us. The someones who created money or any form of currency desired to control. Control is an evil manner. I know I've said this in other videos, but I feel like it was created by talentless ghouls, who have no sense of self. They don't really have anything to offer us. So they had to come up with a scheme to take, take, take. I see it every day in every possible shape and form. People selling their souls for profit. It's not just the villains of society. It's my former bosses, coworkers, family members, the YouTubers who use crisis and court trials and politics for profit by sensationalizing and becoming an echo chamber for the defunct. I suppose this is why it is written that both the slave and the free, the rich and poor, will be trampled upon and consumed by the birds of the air. It is why the ruling class has no pity on the poor, for they know the vast majority would sell out their own brother if it meant they would suddenly become a rich ruler themselves. It brings to mind this quote: "If you value your integrity, then be prepared to take a beating from those who have none," by Lars Laudhausen. Not sure how I can pronounce that correctly. The only way for us to have peace is to be in the present moment. Think of the Hindu terms Atman and Brahman. We are all one. Animism understands this. Christ understood this. Being present and invoking the understanding of both oneness and individuality, not ego, but the highest self, is freedom. The truth sets you free. It is the kingdom of heaven within you, right here, right now, at all times. You'll trade all you own for this knowledge, to not just be known, but felt in the marrow of your bones. The sword of the Spirit, the word dividing, creating, and fusing all in one. When you are in this state, you know your worth and you'll not be trifled with. Money is the great distractor. This is intentional. Evil people just want money and to rule, whether it's just to rule their home or the universe. They don't know why they want what they want, for they will be left wanting. On this scale, their heart is heavy and found wanting. They will always want, crave, lust, more, more, more. They will never be happy. Why? They are disconnected to love, therefore, no connection to the holy grail of ever flowing living water. From within, they have become vampires, parasites, and thieves, whitewashed tombs not fit for use in any good thing. Altogether cursed, condemned. They cut themselves off from the vine. They chase after the root of evil. Evil spirits, fallen angels, demonic forces, powers, and principalities create money as a means to always be fed, despite being cut off from source. Let's see where I'm at. Sometimes I have to scroll down because I have it on this laptop thing. Sorry. Again, I know I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to create perfect content. I'm just getting the truth out there by something that wants me to do it. So bear with me. Let's see. Okay, that's right. They cannot go directly to the light, for they flee from it. It is why even light workers they hate to get near, they just get near them, so to speak, like by using other people, by using evil people to almost put them out. If you know you're a light worker, you know that you have people that come into your life and they drain you dry. Well, evil uses those people to feed off of you because they can't hardly directly get around you because your light is so bright in the spirit realm, it literally burns them. But they still need to feed off of something for energy. Because it's like in science, they say that energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. Energy can pass from one thing to another, though. And when evil entities cut themselves off from source, they cut themselves off from energy. So they know that without being connected to us that have life inside of us, they would literally die. They would cease to exist. They would be no more. So that's what they're really frightened of, that their time is short. It's not punishment in hell for eternity. That's the only way that hell can even function, is by feeding off of some type of energy. Let's see, where am I at? Let's see, using evil people to almost put them out. So they are not too bright, so they can get close enough to feed off of their suffering. Evil people, often in the form of your own parents or partners who have chosen money over love. How many of you know someone that has hurt you deeply? And look at the decisions they made. How many times did they put money, reputation, resources, and connections over authenticity and over love? It's happened to me my entire life. I would say a vast majority of people are evil. It's sad. I see goodness in people oftentimes when I'm a stranger. You do strange acts that are good for them. They do strange things that are good for you. But anytime you get too close to people, you see where their leaks are, where they sell their soul, where they compromise right from wrong, where they're willing to give up heaven on earth, heaven inside of them for money, for status, for title. We are being intentionally distracted and weakened and broken from fully realizing heaven is here and now, to be fully alive, fully aware of our surroundings, and at one with our Maker, Mother Earth, nature, and our ancestors. We are a piece of the whole. When we abandon that, we abandon our Maker, we abandon ourselves. We may think we have peace through escapism, daydreaming, addictions, gaming, drinking, but this is doing things that take us away from being fully present and aware, which is killing us. What has truly insulted Christ's mission is the Christian faith and church, built on a rock of lies and money for political and cultural control. Petra, Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. Feed my sheep. Come on. Christ knew that he would fail, just as he failed before the crucifixion. But this was destined to happen. Sadly, the roots have expanded and wrapped the entire globe, raping our mother and destroying her. The man made church is scared to death of us invoking heaven from within because religion is a massive tool for the ruling class to collect money. When we know who we are, we have no need of buildings or money. Christ said we could do greater things than him. Why? If we collectively wake up, we can literally wrap the mortal with the immortal in a twinkling of an eye. We, us. The age of Aquarius is about us being accountable and becoming the true vessels for the living water. Quit waiting for Jesus, Michael, etc. to come and save you. It is fruitless. We made this mess. We have to clean it up. We have been reincarnating for generations due to the powers and principalities tricking us into a chronic state of guilt and shame so they can feed on us. We will not graduate until we finish this. It is our job. There is in the Bible written that in the new world, all things will be dedicated to the Lord. Cooking pots, everything. In a more animistic view, everything we do, every step, every act will be intentional and sacred. Many indigenous and animistic cultures, many of whom were wiped out by the church, already understood this. We have been put under a curse, so to speak, to put off the inevitable waking of us all unto this beauty. Now, I'm aware that some of the things I say may aggravate religious people, but I'll not be dragged to hell with you. I have found the truth. I have found that heaven, that pearl, and I'll not give it up for you. I'll not lose myself for you. You do not know God, you do not know your maker, and you do not know love. The state of this planet is in dire need of truth. If we can slowly grasp change and shift this planet in the right direction, maybe we can save it without the things that are probably coming. But because we have been procrastinating, complacent, sucking our thumb, tucking our tail between our legs, letting the ruling class dictate our every move, not standing up for our children's children, and assuming a vote every 4 years is going to solve it. We have made a bed, a coffin, if you will, and we are laying in it right now. And it is our choice, it's our destiny to pick up the pieces, dig out of the hole that we made, and do what's right. And money has no role in it. There is absolutely no need for it. The spiritual movement is constantly saying, well, money is just energy. So if you're super positive, like, go get some. Well, maybe true. But how many of these super positive people that are getting money are blatantly ignoring that the bulk of their money is going to, in some way, be supporting commodity trading by BlackRock and all of the other rulers that are causing starvation, mass starvation, and genocide in many parts of the world? When are we going to get real with that? How is that spiritual? Manifest a nice, fluffy, cozy life for yourself while turning a blind eye to the suffering that we're causing. It's not okay. You want to go all Greenpeace-y and have all the electric vehicles and, thinking that like everything run on batteries, lithium batteries, is good for the environment when they're mining lithium, destroying the environment still, while all of the waterways are being polluted with countless herbicides to kill the weeds that clog up turbines for electricity. Come on, we can do better than this. This is getting out of hand. And if it does have to take a global disaster, like an asteroid, to blow us up and make us start all over again, well, what are you going to do then? Money won't save you then. The earth may have to start all over again. It's happened before. Go look at enough of Graham Hancock's work, you'll see we've lost everything before. You're expecting this fruity little angel to come floating around and go, "Oh, let's rapture you up." Our job is to do it ourself. I don't want to admit that. I don't want to. Like, it doesn't seem fair. Boo hoo, princess. Let's put on our big girl panties and accept the fact that we are supposed to do this. We have the ability to do it, it's in us. But we have to collectively care about what's right a whole lot more than kissing ass to a ruling class for scraps and breadcrumbs. You don't need money to grow food. You don't need money for medicinals that plants in abundance give to us, and they've outlawed most of the good ones. You don't need money to build homes. You don't need money to live at one with the planet in a sustainable manner. We have been brainwashed to be controlled and imprisoned by it. It is like a false deity, a false god that we have given fake eyes and ears to. It is enough. Enough is enough. We have to do something to change it. I I feel like we have the potential to slowly shift things, encourage like schools to be teaching children fundamentals like gardening and herbalism and building instead of, who the presidents were. Um, I think we have the potential to build amazing intentional communities that are sustainable and limit technology's grasp on us, because technology can be an amazing thing in moderation. But if we don't start taking the steps to ascend as a collective in a new world, you will be removed one way or the other. Eventually, time will run out. Your chances will eventually run out. I don't care if you believe in reincarnation or not, it believes in you. You can go watch all the near death experiences, and people who were diehard Christians know that they had past lives. And you remain stubborn and cold and bitter. I promise you, you ain't getting out of jail free. You're not just going to go float away and go, "Oh, but I accepted Jesus," and expect to not have to learn your lessons and evolve. You most certainly will. And the horrifying thing is that powers and principalities, they will dupe you and convince you that you're guilty of things that you're not. And they will force you to go through things that are not even in your character to basically, what would you call it? Like, frame you, to reincarnate you over and over again, because they feed off of that energy of you failing. If you can't see through the matrix, if you can't see what their plans are, if you lack vision and understanding, and if you can't even handle metaphysics and tarot and astrology, you surely will not see through the matrix to understand how they are trying to manipulate your life. Astrology and tarot, it doesn't really predict future as much as it shows you exactly what the powers and principalities have in store for you, what their plan is for you. A lot of positive spiritual people see it as, "Oh, well, it's your blueprint and you chose this before you came here." And I don't want to completely dismiss that. Obviously, I'm not always right. But I do feel like the entities that God put in place to govern, it even says that the sun, moon, and stars were put in place to govern, not just to look pretty, but to govern. And we know how the moon affects the tide. So all of these other stars and planets affect us in ways that we cannot see directly. But at the end of the day, it's the powers and principalities that he did put in place to govern in many ways. And when people go to heaven, they see almost like illusionary things. They can create things with their mind instantly, but yet it doesn't seem real. It's almost like Supernatural's fake, kind of like made up heaven. And these entities will appear as Jesus or whoever it is you believe in. and offer you all of these things, but they still try to always convince people to come back and that you chose this before you were born. And you may, but I don't think you knew everything when you chose it. I really do think they have us convinced that we need to learn one more lesson. We need to go one more round. You fix this karma with this person. Oh, well, look where you failed here. Look where you failed there. There'll always be a new task. There will always be a new failure. We will never, ever make it perfectly. And I know many of you think, well, that's what Jesus for. I get it. And it's a lovely thought. But most of the people that I have met that believe in Jesus as a savior are so unevolved. They are so low vibrational and spiritually that there's no way that heaven could even accept them in the state that they're in. Like it's not even, it's not about punishment or cruelty. It's the fact that they literally are not ready. like like they are toxic, you know? And so you have to work on that first, and you have to get real with yourself and become pure. And yes, you can start over again and again and again and again. But I feel that there may be a moment when we do run out of time where you've been given enough chances. And if not, that's great. You know, if forever and ever Mother Earth and Father God are consistently restarting this planet to give us a million chances, and a new world is just another dimension, a new timeline, that's great. That's amazing. But I don't think people should put their bets on that and keep wasting their life with their ego and their stubborn pride. I do think that the divine heavenly marriage between, like, say, Christ and the true body, not the man-made church, but the one inside of us, the, say, actual Mother Earth, you know, the Christians see it like, say, Zion or something, but I think it's the whole mother, the whole planet marrying the great creator, so to speak, right? And on a small scale, all of us marrying Christ. And it's the earthly manifestation marrying the heavenly source. It's this divine harmonious marriage that is intertwining like for eternity. And we can choose to be a part of it or not. There are some indigenous cultures who do understand this and live in tranquility. Most of them have been destroyed and altered, which is sad. But if you're in the right frame of mind, this world actually becomes exceptionally magical as it is, even if the whole planet doesn't shift. You begin to see things and know things that others cannot know. But I do feel like our purpose was not just to evolve ourselves, but to evolve the whole planet. We have the potential to even teach animals more mercy and more, like, as the animals I have, it's amazing how they can learn right from wrong in ways where they're kinder to each other than they would be if they didn't know. um Say roosters and dogs and cats, they all have these things they might do to another, but when you're telling them and showing them that it's wrong, and they kind of learn and think, okay, maybe it's not, and you begin to watch them grow and evolve and not treat other things so badly. And in many ways, animals are much more advanced than us, and they teach us many things. We should be more focused on that, living with nature, living with every plant, every animal, living fully. And it shouldn't cost a thing. It really doesn't cost a thing to grow food and to adore animals. it's it's a lovely life. But we're being forced to believe that we have to pay property taxes, and we can't live where the national forest is, even though they can log it. um, all of our freedom taken from us is, it's an illusion. I mean, our forefathers came here, many of them, as refugees. There were definite colonizers who were um, privileged, but they came here to recreate what they already had in the UK, which is to own all the land and force all of the poor to be like tenants and to rent and never quite have enough money and always be in trouble and always be on the brink of homelessness and starvation. They love that. They're just so fucking evil and they don't even know why. Like their greed is like they never stop to self-reflect, right? They're just pure evil. But they did it here. I mean, come on, guys. The British are coming. The British are coming, like, for real. Like, they've been here. They have fucked this shit up. We don't have freedom here. This is not a free country. It makes me so sick when I see my parents in things like, oh, this is the freest nation in the world, America. Trump, America. And they are such slaves to money. Like, they have put money before their children and their grandchildren, before the one they claim to believe in. So I actually do have a lot of hope for us. I do. But I do think, I used to say, I think things are going to get worse before it gets better. And it has. It has gotten a lot worse already. But I also think that it is almost like a split in timelines where some of us just see how to navigate this situation better through faith and through spiritual accountability. And it's like, there's this verse, I think, in the Old Testament somewhere, like the righteous are, what is it? Like have a, I don't know, something how they always have like a table before them, or they're always grateful no matter the circumstances, something along those lines. Um, and that the righteous have never gone hungry either, or begging bread or something. And, I've been through a lot, and there are many cases, even now, where I don't know if I'll have money to pay my bills tomorrow. But somehow I'm making it. And by no means do I say that you're evil or sold your soul because you want to pay the bills. I mean, we know how hard it is to survive right now. Like, we can't just up and go move into the woods. But we do need to collectively start to stand up and find ways to fight this. Even if it is just doing what I'm doing right now, which is planting seeds in the hearts of men to shift their perspective, to shift their focus, and to understand that if we were to all shift our focus, the ruling class and money is obsolete. It is worth nothing, but we are worth everything. This planet is worth everything. Taking care of the environment is worth everything. So let's decide to make that change, just one step at a time.